Now, peeps. Now, my old mentor, I've still got my earplug in. My old mentor, Sue McDonald, love her to pieces. Hope she's well. And if you're watching, Sue, love you so much. We all miss you. But we move on with love in our hearts. Now, the reason for this video is the liberation of humanity, and it comes from within us. Let me explain really quickly. And sorry about the shaky video. Let me just put the phone down here. Actually, there we go. Oh, sorry about that. There we go. Right. Okay. So the liberation of humanity then. The liberation of humanity comes from within yourself. There is no external anything. Only an internal, and what is coming from the internal is a perception which shapes the external. Now, as many of you know, you've seen a few of my posts, I was offered loads of money by a beautiful lady in 2013. Now, my reasons for, I did try to achieve that, and I say try in inverted commas because I knew the bigger picture, because I was deprogrammed from birth on the external world. I had a sense at my core that the whole outer world was bullshit, was an illusion, was a orchestrated setup to enslave humanity. And that's exactly what we're living in. Now, there's going to be millions of people who deny that because they're in programming, they're in unconscious programming. They don't realise that they're living a lie. They have no idea. So in order to liberate humanity, we must liberate ourselves from within. And we do that by deprogramming ourselves. And we do that by realising everything that we believe is a lie, initially. Now we look at the word believe. It's got lie written in the middle. B-E-L-I-E. B-lie-V-E. Something you believe blindly as well is a lie. And you must investigate that. And you must investigate everything. And that's what I've been doing for well over 15 years. And that was before I met the beautiful lady who offered me all the money. Now, money's fake anyway. And that's not important. But to liberate yourself, you must change your mindset. Now, let me give you an example. If I said to you, what is your name? Most people will go, oh, well, I'm Joe Bloggs. Really? So you're Joe Bloggs. What that is a lie. Let me explain why. Because you are not a name. You are a divine being. You are a divine creature created from the miracle that is the gift of life, the gift of gamma infinite fallopian transfer, which is how life is created. So you are a divine gift from God, where the egg is penetrated by the sperm. You are created, and then you grow in your mum's womb, and then you're born. You're not birthed, you're born. Birth is the lie. So your mindset is the key to liberation. And in order to know who you are, you must unravel all this programming that you've been indoctrinated with. So you're not a name. How can you possibly be a name? A name was given to you by your mum and dad, by somebody else. It's not yours because it was a gift. That's a fact of the matter. And how can you be a name when in this realm, the very reason you're imprisoned and enslaved by deception and fraud is through that name? The name is your enemy. And I'll prove it. Spell name. N-A-Me. So you must understand that every single aspect of everything that you believe has been given to you secondary from somebody else. So we've got the parents who've given us our name. We've got all the things we've learned from our family, our social circles, our education, our schooling, our universities, our social groups. Then we've got the government. Now look, I'm not bothered about the government. The government are there for a reason. They're doing a great job in their little bubble of bullshit. But they're a great gift because they show us that it's all a fraud against us. Govern means to control. And ment, I believe it's Latin, means mind. So they're controlling your mind. So it shows that everything that you believe comes from your mind. Because everything that we learn goes through the conscious mind, and the longer we learn it goes into the unconscious mind. A factual evidence of that is the school register. When you go to school, they call you a name. Now in my case, my legal name, or the legal entity, is called Graham Johnson. Right? That's the legal name. And you can prove that on your own birth certificate. The legal name, the legal entry, is, on my case, Graham Johnson. In your case, maybe it's John Smith or John William Smith, whatever. So only you'll know what that is for you. But that is an entity, and it's a certified copy of an entry. And anything that is a certificate is means proof of ownership by somebody else. And that's why it tells you on the bottom, go and find your birth certificate right now, right this second, take it out and look at it. You'll find your surname is usually going to, well, not your surname, the surname. See, this is what I mean. I've done this for 15 years and things like that slip through. It's not your surname. It's nothing to do with you because you are the divine being. Why do you think the police would ask for, what's your name? Most people will say, well, I'm John Smith. Bingo. That's how they get you, because it's not yours. It's basically false impersonation or false representation. That's how they're really getting you. But the police don't know that. And the courts, well, some of the court judges know that, but the majority don't. The whole system is a lie. So this is why mindset is so important. Because what we believe really is the key to our prison cell or our liberation. And what would you rather be? Liberated or a prisoner of your unconscious programming, your perceptions, which are all untrue, until you investigate each one. And this is the work I was doing before I met my mentor, who blessed me with that offer of material abundance, which I wrongly associated with needing physical material abundance because I'm a quadriplegic man. Okay, my arms are less affected, but you can see my hand here. It's very slow. It feels like when if I'm squeezing a ball, it's very slow. If I'm trying to throw a ball, it feels like someone's holding my arm back. And my legs, I'm not going to show you, but they're very skinny and they don't work because I've got brain damage and neurological damage. From birth, I had a lack of oxygen, and this is what created my beautiful journey and my beautiful God-given divine journey. And I wouldn't change that for the world, because if I could walk and I could do all those things, bearing in mind I've had 23 years of physio to get to this point, I'll probably be playing football or out the lads, doing all the things that they do. And I'd never have been able to experience this God-given journey that God wanted me to experience, which is why I was born the way I was born. So everything really is a gift. Everything. That's why when you were born, as I said before, gamma, infinite fallopian transfer. That's the creation of life. And that is why, factually, your life is a gift. How can you live a life as a gift when you're running through unconscious, subconscious programming? So mindset is everything. You've got to know who you are. That's the fundamental root of everything. And you are not your name. You are not anything that any external body tells you or any external person tells you. You are you. You are a divine, living, spiritual soul in a physical body. That's what you are. Now, the reason I said, just under this post, I put a post up saying that the money that I was going to be given was sort of on the back burner inside my own head, because I knew that unless humanity woke up to the truth of who they are, then what's the point in having fabulous material wealth when the powers that be are trying to prevent the global awakening by initially, they're trying to cause now civil war, very, very slowly, very, very gradually, because if they do it too quickly, people will all jump up and wake up and prevent it. So they have to manipulate every single scenario. Everything in the outside world is a manipulated, engineered plan. The plan goes back hundreds of years. Anybody who's done the research over the periods of time that I personally have and pieced it all together and then realised, wow, bing, the light goes off and there's the light just up there. So I have no malice towards anybody, because everybody doesn't know that they don't know. And it's not their fault that they don't know. But it is their responsibility. So shift your mindset. Know who you are and who you're not. Know that the external world is a lie. Know that most of what is internally in your own head, what you think you believe, is also a lie. And when that light goes off, you'll see everything for what it really is. All a fraud against you, all to suppress you, all to keep you down, all to keep you locked in your head. And my mentor Sue used to say to me, get out your head and into your heart. And she was absolutely right. Absolutely right. But the only thing I waver on that is you must have knowledge of the external manipulation, and you must know that the external world is trying to manipulate an outcome to get rid of you, to prevent the global awakening, because the truth is Satan runs this world. Sounds crazy, but that's fine. You can believe what you like. I respect what you think you believe, and I'm no better than you, and I'm no superior to you, and I'm certainly not putting you down if you believe different. But Satan's time is short, which is why he tries to lock everybody in the mind so he can control what they do, so he can get the outcome that he wants, which is to take as many souls, which is what you are, which is what I am. We're a divine, spiritual soul in a physical body, right? So remember, you must work on your mindset, because your mindset is the key to escaping what is fundamentally an unconscious matrix, to keep you living in a false identity, a false misidentification with yourself, and a false pattern of perceptions and thoughts that are only designed to suppress you. And it really is that simple, guys. You see, so many people walk around with their eyes open, but they can't see a thing. And that includes the spiritual teachers.